If you remember our talk this morning about where I told you gold will go, bitch, you guessed it. I was right. This is ice cream, sells out liquidity. And so there's a 13-year-old in my family. Um, she's a better trader than I am, and I'm the one that taught her how to fucking trade. But long story short, she likes using this ice cream word. I use that because of her. It's because I didn't want to use all these big, insane words because they're kids, right? So, I describe certain things in funny ways so that like they can use fair value gaps, they know how to use order blocks, and the kids are really, really good at liquidity. But the only thing is, like, I have to, make sure they can see certain things that look different from other structure, right? So, mind you, we're talking about, you know, I told you where price was going. You ain't believe me. Now, you could have been in sales all day, and you ain't sell it. You watched my video this morning. You went directly to gold, and you didn't fucking sell it. Now, it's funny because I already understand. I told the Discord what gold was up to. I told two random people on YouTube what this was up to. And I sent the message back and I asked, like, yo, did you guys sell gold? And watch the. Ready? I told you, bro. Told you where it was going to go. I told you to be aware of certain things. Now, when we're talking about it, right? Watch this. All right. The reason why you need to be comfortable in understanding what price is up to. I told you this before, right? You need to be more aware of your time and function of things. So, how did I know that this was the high of the day and that your draw of liquidity was what? Asia fucking low. And it's like, damn, bro. You telling me you can't find that? They get in up here? Why not? It's easy. What is this if we had to identify it? You guessed it. Optimal trade entry. All right. Now watch. You're going to watch how you're coming from a liquidity void level. So what is price going to do regardless of um, the actual DOLs? It's going to speed up because it wants to draw down to this EQ anyway. You have Asia low. Now, watch this. All right. So, notice the time here. All right. Now, you watching as we're going to look at this really quick before the target gets hit. All right. Now it's 11 o'clock. It's going to do it really quick. But long story short, you see how this is your 945, 950. Okay. Now, for those who don't know about 950, this is your macro. All right. Not going to go into macros on this video, but we can talk about it on another video, but not right now. But the macro is your 950, 1010. I have some advanced level stuff about macros in the Discord if you want to really get into the meat and potatoes of a macro. But when we're talking about the basic function, it's just a spooling to a structure that is going to give you the next massive move. Okay. So when we think about, hey, well, we're in the macro now, 940, 950. I guarantee you we're in something that you can use. And what the fuck is this? Ding, 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 ding. All right. Now again, this is your macro spooling into your fair value gap, right? Massive move, clearly, right? Okay. Now, mind you, where did price come from? I showed you this because of dealing ranges before, but do it again. Now, I told you guys all the time about certain assets having a certain perspective using a certain PO3 number. So when you're looking at this Jimmy Neutron, okay, you're going to see how your fair value gap is left open. Now, you didn't really get a rebalance of it. I mean, we rebalanced the level itself, but this is wide open in terms of like a 5-minute imbalance. All right. Is price going to take the imbalance before the target? Fuck no. Is it possible? Now, realistically, I'm not saying it can't, but right now, what is price doing instead of rebalancing things? It's priming right now so it can start reaching for the liquidity, right? Now, outside of that, I told you before about how gold operates the 9 really well, and the 27 ends up being like a really good um, wireframe. So, mind you, all day, like I said, if you just look to operate the 27, right? Two 27s in a row. I'm gonna get to the one here. It's gonna annoy all of us. So let's okay. Well, we also got a little space. But notice how when I'm talking about here, right? Fair value gap, and it comes right down. You take down this 9 here, of course, right? There's PO3 liquidity here, and then it creates more liquidity here before ultimately our target, right? Now it's gonna do that thing I tell you about all the time. It trades away slightly to make you feel like, hey, yeah, we're gonna reverse this motherfucker. Well, are you though? Really? Fuck no, this thing gonna come down and take liquidity. But what I'm saying is, I need you to be more into, um, you're not gonna do the same thing here. You're gonna do on NQ. NQ is gonna use your 243, your 81, 729 as a wireframe, right? Because you're using a different asset. It's gonna run through them differently. Gold is the special kid. All right, I'm gonna say it like that. Gold is the fucking special kid. It knows exactly what it needs to do. It's gonna take a fucking while to do it. Yo, I mean, yo, not to say it like that. Not to say it like that. But yeah, gold is the fucking short bus. All right, it's special. All right. Yeah, this shit's crazy. Now look, the funny thing is when you check out all this price action here. Now let's go up a little bit and show you something. Do it like this. All right. Now, I want to show you this dealing range. If we shift it up here. All right. Now, I'm on the 9, right? And you see how you make a move right from this EQ here. Now, I've talked about this on the channel before, and I'm going to just give you like why this would be interesting or not. Because when you're trying to look for like price, structure, things like that, I talked about how this is a 27. Now, let's annotate so you don't forget. This is 27, 27 EXT level. All right. You also have a, my bad. Let me hit the blunt real quick. So you got a 27 EXT level, and you also have a 9 EQ level. 9 EQ. And so what happens when I half shift it? Bitch, you guessed it. I was right. My bad. I was listening to that OG Mako song right before this, so it's just stuck in my head right now. Bitch, you guessed it. You was right. That song is so trash, but the beat is hot. But this is what I'm saying about your half shift, okay? You're coming up here and you realize that yes, the EQ starts consolidating, but you understand that this is a major fucking uh level not just being EQ, but when I half shift it, it becomes a high or a low. But I understand that I am sell side from my high of the day already being in place. And I also understand that I have a fair value gap in here that needs to be rebalanced again. And look what we're doing. I wonder why we're coming back down. All aggressive and shit. I wonder why. No, I'm being an asshole, but what I'm saying is, like, when you're looking at price the way it is, you're not going to get confused that it was the 950 to 1010 macro going into an imbalance and coming down. Even though you're at, like, people always say, yo, I need like a major goldback level to really know like I'm doing it. And so if you're really concerned being like around the EQ, you're uncomfortable taking trades from EQ, just start to wait for price to consolidate a little more on that level, but only at a crucial time. Like, this is optimal trade entry, 8 to 11 o'clock in the morning, which is responsible for another time and place for you to hit the fucking button. You feel what I'm saying? So, however you look at it, right? Time-based retracement, it goes up here, down, creates liquidity, goes up, right? Now, mind you, this is a half shift high, meaning it's an EQ somewhere. So when I wick off this EQ, or you have other things to use in this area for confluence, but you now know that when you make it to an EQ, all you can do is half shift it and find yourself at a real high or low, and also use this to now run your entry if you get confused here. And again, look at all this. And I told you where the draw liquidity was. Didn't even need a real dealing range to tell you. You have to understand price, bro. Like I said, bro, I got this game on lock. Just all day with it. Every single day, I can tell you exactly where this thing is going. Any asset, doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, you need to be understanding that every single time it gives you a real objective, you need to try to formulate a plan. I said formulate a plan in which you know how to get from A to B. Now, I have a lot of people who get not saying you need diamond hands, but I'll say like diamond fingers on this one. If you don't have diamond fingers, like, you need to just be able to see that this is not really bullish. All right. Like I said before, like, we had bigger objectives, but these are not for today. Price is going to do one fucking thing at a time. So what that means is, even from this little macro, and I'm telling you that the target's underneath us right now, for us to be retracing, it's only doing one thing, bro. Creating sell side liquidity, going up. It might want this little imbalance right here, like I said. Now, I was thinking that it wanted to smack the target beforehand, right? Now, I want that. Now, however, got a little imbalance here. Now, however price wants to refer to either one of these structures, all right? Whether it's the imbalance first, then right down to target, or if it's wick down to target, then the imbalance second. Either one of these are fine, bro. But what I'm saying is, and this is why you can tell this is a Monday still, like, this draw of liquidity down here would have been smacked fucking a minute ago. Like, not literally, but like a minute ago. You see what the fuck I'm saying? Not gonna explain myself on that one. But when I'm looking at price like this, right, it's creating all these little opportunities for anybody who's not short to go short. And all this little movement here, it is going to take out this short-term buy-side liquidity. Notice my language. Short-term buy-side liquidity. All right. Now I'm on a 2-minute. You know what you can also do? Clearly, I'll be an asshole this video for a reason though. Now watch. Let's go down here. Now let's pop down to a 3. Now I've talked about the 3 a lot. All right. Now watch. If you needed to figure out how high this thing wants to go in your retracement, Go down to the 3, my brother. You might figure out it's another EXT, or my bad, EQ, or maybe it's the high. But like I said, the buys are high resistant compared to the sell side, which is very low resistant. It's going to cut through a hot knife through butter, more on the downside than the upside. And just because we're looking at gold, bro, people say, well, gold is so random. Like, is there any like a way I could just be more in control? You need to be more understanding of market structure and price action. So the whole time, mind you, all we're doing is sitting here waiting for a target, right? Okay. And again, I'm going to operate this a certain way. Ready, watch. All right. Now, notice this here. All right. Now, I could just pop in some paper stuff. All right. Now, this is the thing about scalping, right? Like I said, you see how price is playing around here in this area? Now, mind you, it's 11:14 in the morning. All right. We understand the draw of liquidity is underneath us, but watch the vibe of the candles. All right. Now, what I'm showing you is, there we go. I got it. Now we got one. Um, and mind you, if we need to protect ourselves, it's going to be towards this high here. All right. You're not going to let it just randomly go back and take all the liquidity to the top. You're not going to do that. All right. Now, mind you, we're using one area at a time. So watch this. Now, we have this level here. All right. Now, what I want to do is either liquidity void level. All right. Now, liquidity void level is good because you can see exactly where price wants to go to. All right. But if we're talking about liquidity void, we understand the function of that. That's where large range candles come from, or any type of consolidation, or all that gets swept by liquidity, and then we go to our draw liquidity. Or my bad, to our target rather. I'll say it like that. So here, okay. Now these will come in with another. I want this here. Now these will come in. Need to. Now normally, right, range runner style, you don't want that. So either you could close that there and reopen it again, but we understand where it's going. So we're watching for this this liquidity void level. So we get there, we gotta close it. Now here. Now we got it. Now we got 2 in, right? Let's see if we can make it there. But what we need to do though is, you see how price is like coming down, right? And it's like real aggressive here, right? And notice how all this is already in, right? And again, I'm using the 3. I'm just on a 3. Not doing nothing crazy. All right. So when you get something that goes your direction, right? You really want to be like really hesitant about the 3 and the 9. Only because a lot of people don't use it on gold at all. But what I'm telling you, if you want to have better like control over your stop losses, more control over where price is going in a short span of time, bro, you need to start operating the 3. All right. Now watch. Like I said, we have a tight stop loss, so it's not much. All right. If you're scared to hold through this, that's on you. Can't be. Now, mind you, the whole time that we're talking about this, all right, that's annoying. Now, the 3 is one of the smaller PO3s, and we see it for a reason, only because you see how it's like respecting the low. But we understand exactly where price is going. We get that. So, whole time, this is why people say, yo, how do I keep my stop loss small when, you know, I'm unsure if price needs to come and take this liquidity. Aren't you scared it's just going to come up and wreck this thing? No, can't be. No, why? I talked about high and low resistance. So that means whenever I see something go to the upside, I guarantee you it's not going to stick there. Now, this is funny, right? Only because gold is a special kid. Like I said, it's a yellow school bus, right? Doesn't make it less fun to trade though. It's still pretty fun to trade. But see what I mean? It would have been went like 10 years ago if this was any other day of the week. But now watch. What is it doing? Let's stay in control. Watch. There we go. I had to hit the wood real quick. The funny part is everybody here about to get murdered. There's a lot of liquidity here. So do you see how like right to our left, there's a lot of up candles? Like a lot. Like all in this area here. With all this up candle stuff, it makes a lot of retail think that this thing is just going to smack all the way up in a non-lethargic way. And so that's why I talked about the liquidity void being like my area of invalidation. All right. So if we had to, we have to just close it up here. But the biggest thing is when you see these areas engineered the way they are, this liquidity void is going to come and wreak havoc on anybody with a buy side position. Watch. Smoke it woods. Watch it gold. There's your liquidity void. Now I want to see it rain down. Like I want to see this thing rain down. I want to see this thing rain down with such vengeance. That's how you get your third one. You gotta wait though, just like that. Now watch. It's gonna make you feel insecure at first. Just watch. Now I want target one, and I'll offload one or two. So here, all right, all right. So we got sell side liquidity here. All right. We have another one here. All right. So we're going to systematically peel off these orders. All right. Like I said, you got to be not diamond hands, but you need diamonds on your fingers. All right. Now watch. Whole time, people who don't understand dealing ranges would be scared of this because they don't understand the real draw liquidity. So every time it hits this low or whatever, it's a shared low. But when it comes to a shared high and it rains down, everyone's going to be looking to get into sales finally. But that's why I say you need to be understanding of what price is really doing. It's not coming up only because we are low resistance liquidity running the downside. Now, it being 11:21, right? I'm expecting this by a certain time. Okay. So, there we go. We can peel off one right there. Two left, baby. Perfect. Now, this is what I want you to do. If you're in a trade and you feel like this is bothering you, take two, leave one. That's all you got to do. So if this actually goes up and takes our level that we don't like, this is only one draw of liquidity that we get, I'm cool with that. All right. You got a volume imbalance. All right. So I talked about volume imbalances. All right. What do we talk about? It could go in order. Typically, it does the imbalance first and then does your other draw of liquidity. But in this case, I mean, we're running, right? So here, take off another. Let's buy out a one here. All right. So we made it to the breaker level. Take another one. Leave a runner. All right. breaker level is famous for taking a lot of your trades and reversing the motherfuckers, literally. See what I mean? So we took some little bit of profits left. We got one more. All right. Now, mind you, like I said, I've been gunning for this liquidity the entire time. So it's 11:23, and we got my first target by 11:23. That's what I wanted. Now, I'm looking down here still. What about that? You tell me. Can we expect it? You tell me. What do you think? We got one left, right? You tell me. Oh man, I gotta get some more woods after this. It's not like I don't have woods. I just have like the ones I don't want, like dark leaf. Man, I ran out of all the dark stouts that I like. Um, I gotta get some more Generation Now backwoods too. Those are fun. But Pete, my vibe. Right now, that's the whole thing. I told you about this volume imbalance. I told you about that. That's the only reason why price will come back. All right, only reason. Now, if it wants to spike the liquidity first before it does that, that's even more suspicious in my mind. I don't like that. But if you see something like this, and you're up 100, or you don't like the periods of where it kind of stalls like this, you need to come in and say, you know what? All right, decide if there's enough time in the day for you. So right now, me personally, I'm comfortable till about 12, 12:30. Normally, any asset, like I'll hold trades till about 12, 12:30. There's no fucking point in holding it into the PM. It's gonna be different. Different kill zone, different idea, all that. But what I'm saying is you need to come in and start operating price a lot smoother, just like this. Even if this motherfucker go all the way back up and I gotta be forced to close it, we done already took down some profits already. You know what I mean? I done paid myself out of 2 contracts already, if that were to be the case. You feel what I'm saying? But we're leaving it open. We're already prepared to get out of this thing if we need to. But like we said, you hold to your draw liquidity. It's right there. It's also priming. So what do I say about that? It gives you what I call a hook candle. All right. And your hook candle's really here. But I'm not talking about just the liquidity. The body itself is going to have a reaction. And so you trade about a little to about 50% of this candle. That's what gives you this little retracement, little move here. And like I said, every time it does it, what does it do, bro? It's gonna make you think, oh, motherfucking reversal. Yeah, it's gonna go for the fucking value imbalance, like I said. But the biggest thing is if it doesn't want to do that now, it's gonna do it later. And again, you also have a possible breaker if we want to check the levels here. Now, typically, you know me, I like breaker entries a lot. Like you just tap that area a lot. There we go. Now, like I said, if you didn't like that, then you start to close that. But the thing about the runner, you can't be tripping about the runner, bro. Unless it fully takes the runner out or it goes, literally, bro, go back to -$10. I'm out, bro. That's it. But what I'm saying is, you want to wait for these major levels to be taken. You don't have to take out an entire 100% close and feel like you need to just no, look, I told you, volume imbalance. It's normally not before the target. It's normally not before. It'll typically like to get these done before taking any major objectives. And so people see these all the time and they're like, well, maybe I should start trading up. Maybe. Or not. I'm not trading up. I'm trading down. What did I tell you about the volume imbalance? Told you. Now, you see why I told you about that, and I could have actually pyramided it again. But why I didn't do that, and there you go. You got your draw liquidity, right? Boom. Now, where's the level? Hold on. Hold on. Wait, is that the one? I don't know if that's the one I want. No, it's ice cream. No, this the one. I want it down here. Look how far we are. Look how far we are from it. All right. Now, I brought you to 15 to see it. Now, watch this. See what I mean? You got this level of liquidity that is here. You also have this one down here, which is clearly not being ignored. I told you this entire time. Exactly. If you need to get diesel, this is how you do it, bro. Now I could close the trade there. And like I said, or um I was thinking about this one and this one. So I should have kept that second one in. I got one left, so I mean, not to say it like that. You can kind of hold this one if it's not like threatening you, of course, but you also typically want to have two in just in case it goes a little lower than you anticipate when you are expecting a certain DOL. And you see my point, right? And we got my second to last target. Okay. Not bad, not bad. They put some points on the board, but how about this? All right. Now, like I said, breaker level shit. Told you. Breaker and then mitigation block. That's right where we are. See that? Now, your partition's here, or the low of it. Why would we not expect price there? You tell me. And people always sit there. I mean, bro, I can sit here and do this shit all day. I'm trying to tell you. It's not hard. Well, I'll give it to you like this. Trading is only difficult when you don't have the right information. Otherwise, you'd freak out at any one of these things and you'd be trying to buy, sell, buy, sell. All this is scary looking. But like I said, bro, it's up to you to have a better understanding of the marketplace, you know? So I could take all this shit off and it looks the same to me. Look, what else can you identify from this, how I show it to you? Relative equal lows. So what is it going to do? It's going to tackle this like a fucking linebacker. What do you think? I sound so mean. But what I'm saying is you need to be more into your trading, right? So by the time you see some stuff like this, yeah, the accumulation portion of like all this stuff here is not going to really make you feel like, oh, well, this is terribly scary, or, maybe I should just um stay out the marketplace. I mean, typically, yeah, if you don't understand what's happening, yeah, I'd tell you to get out. But what I'm saying is, right, I need you to be more into why price is doing what it's doing. And like I said, it's coming up to make people uncomfortable, right? Making equal lows, and we understand exactly where the real target is. And like I said, you don't have to worry too much about the runner. If you don't want to hold it, then get the fuck out. Don't hold the runner. But what I'm saying is, however you like to operate price, right? Now we can get back in and do it again. But this is how you stay like that. Ooh, ha 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 ha. Yo, there are some funny people. Watch this. Watch. Let's go to the 9. All right. Now watch. They left this liquidity open. Watch the 15. Now, you see how they do it, right? So, right when you hit this EXT level, it does give a reaction. Now, watch. Me seeing that this is the 27 EXT level makes a lot of sense. Now, you still have liquidity engineered underneath this. Whoops. Still got the liquidity here. Then you got this one down here. All right. Now, we just completed a partition. to the downside. And it's 11:32. All right. Watch. When I come down and I shift it, not up, but down. All right. Now, if you notice this, right? My half shift, clear PL3 liquidity, although this is 11:30 on the dot, so this is a rebalance of a structure. So it's going to rebalance whatever the fuck was left up here. Now, watch this. This is your half shift. We need to go down a whole shift. Aha. There you go. Let's see how price wants to interact with this level, or if it wants to blast through it like fucking Speed Racer. Now, right above this EXT level is a hotspot. It's because you technically now have a shared high, right, up here. But the problem is, the 9. Watch this though. Let's bring it down. There you go again with those breakers. I was going to say your breaker level is, wait, it's either on the 3 or 27 breaker. It might be at 27. Let's look for it. There it is. I called it. Yeah, right there. So here, that's why you need to be able to switch your PO3s and know what you're looking at and looking for. That's why your control will be much better in the marketplace once you are understanding of the marketplace really being fractal. So if you had to sell it again, I'd be looking to sell it right at this breaker level. See that? Now, mind you, your liquidity, like I said, it's down here. Okay, here. Okay. Now look, it has plenty of time to actually get down there. But what I need you to do, putting in all of our other confluences so you still see why I'm looking down instead of up. Okay. I told you before about what was wide open. Fair value gap. All right. Now, really quick, I'll talk to you about algos. What's the algo path to algo 2? What is it? You got rejection block, breaker, fair value gap, and then you got opposite order block. See that? Now, me looking at this is, again, PO3 specific. So, this is a 27. Looking like algo 2, if we do get back up to this fair value level, right? Now, the funny part is, how you're looking at this, it could, in my mind, I want to see it smack right down because we're at the breaker. But like I said, I can see this giving you another entry in a second. But the problem is, when we say, yo, like, did we even do an algo 2? I marked the fair value gap, but look at this here, right? When I remark it. Now, I'm looking to see if it wants to do like, breaker, and then go back again. But when you look at it this way, back to the breaker or down to the breaker here, we do tap that fair value gap really quickly. But it doesn't get like into the gap real good. That's the only reason why it looks kind of weird. Now, outside of that, let me see what I'm saying. Because what did I show you? These are definitely equal lows, and these are definitely getting attacked because we definitely understand where price is going and why. You see what I mean? That doesn't stop price from becoming a or remaining a sell side objective. Yes, sir. Now look at your super, super big reaction point off that. Could have scalped it again down there. Told you. Now I missed it right when I was looking at it, but now I like this candle here, right? Order blockish. All right. Yeah, we're talking about breaker. So the breaker is the one that's going to dump this thing. Now let's switch back down. Because you needed to see that perspective as to why it was going up. All right. And you're like, that was a fucking shitty trade. Now here, we'll get the vibe here. Okay. Ask you a question. All right. Watch the vibe of this candle. Is it going to attack here? Or are we smacking back down? That's what I want you to pay attention to. All right. Like I said, that came into our breaker level. See what I'm saying? All right. Now, before we get to part 3 of this video, there you go. You see why I'm telling you about you being able to come in and understand market structure along with goldback levels. One or the other, you can do some significant things, sure, but you need to be able to pair these in a way to where it not just shapes your perspective, but you can actually see the algorithm's perspective all the way. That's what makes this so fucking special, bro. Now watch. I keep marking these relative equals so you can keep seeing it. But look at the vibe of the candles, right? Now, even with this fair value gap here, we don't give a fuck. This is not bullish. When price wants to go up, it's only going to go and be high resistance towards some dumb shit. That's it. And so that's why I said either it's going to be this high and we smack down, but coming from 1140, I would like to see these equal lows get targeted with some real aggression. Okay. Now, again, like I said, upside is what? I'm going to type it out. High resistance. Why do you think every time it goes up, it's violent on the way back down? It's violent. It's generating new flout in a fractal way. And I've explained to you guys this like before, it's like a funnel. So it's creating like all these like buyers and sellers in the marketplace that are like really trying to like figure out what side this is going. So retail sees what? This is like a support system. So they got all these buys in now, but people like me who have an understanding on price and even like a smart money or anybody with institutional sponsorship is going to be understanding that this is not for you to fucking buy. It's not. You need to focus on the real draw of liquidity. And why do you think these candles are so fucking violent, even on a 1 minute back down? And like I said, you are probably going to say, "Oh, maybe should I take this fair value gap?" Fuck no, bro. It's not going to work. I'm trying to tell you, it's not going to work. It already got disrespected. I'm trying to tell you. You have to know what to be able to select and avoid. Now watch. All the ICT traders gonna try and buy this shit. Now they're getting ripped. There you go again. Watch. They're like, oh, no. Maybe it's this one. Let's buy it here. Okay. You're right. You know what? I'll give it to you. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is this fair value gap. Or maybe it's the fuck not and it's going all the way down here. How about that? In the same way that I'm confident in my analysis, be confident in your analysis. But you need to understand the logic to it. We've been talking about the same DOL all fucking day, man. And where's price? Underneath the high, hanging out. Until it is energetic above this thing and really wants to go for liquidity here, we're not interested in fucking buys. And every single time it does it, what does it do? High resistance, and we trail back down. Now, mind you, right? There's a lot of people in here who are, again, they took a small loss here. They're going to try it again. All right. What's going to happen is, watch this. Let's check out R3. Okay. The reason why we keep going back and forth is I'm showing you the vibe. All right. I'm showing you exactly what price is referring to. Now, these are going to share highs. So watch this. Look. All right. What did I say about that liquidity? PO3, isn't it? And all you got to do to manage your trade, bro, get back in if you really want this motherfucker. Get it back in. I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to be sitting here like, damn, well, maybe I missed it or no, bro. You can do whatever you want. And what is this? My favorite level, liquidity void. All right. So what do you think? Is it going to smack right down to liquidity from the void? What do you think? 1144. Now watch. You know what's funny? Look right here. Keep focused on that for a second. Just for a second. Watch for the speed. I mean, like, really watch for the speed. When you see some stuff like this, right? And again, it's not just the liquidity void. I'm also looking at time. If you are somebody that's in my mentorship or in my Discord, you know exactly what I'm looking at. If it's 11:45 right now, you already know what I'm doing right now. What am I doing? What am I expecting already? I talked about the EQ. It's 11:46 now. Okay. So let's pop in. Want that? I want. Okay. Now, long story short, what I'm talking about is I'm looking between 1150 and 1153. It needs to be down here between right now and by the time my orange lines are done, which is essentially 1154 essentially. And so I love this about trading when you understand like time first, price second. That's what allows you to do crazy things. There's plenty of stuff that I'm not going to teach on this mentorship on YouTube. I'll hint towards it, but I'm not going to teach it. No. And this is what you do, bro. So I can sit here and play video games, right? And so a lot of people in the marketplace get really anxious because they're like, well, dude, like, is it going to get there? When is it going to get there? And like I said, if it's not going to get there between 11 and 11:53, then I have another plan of attack normally. But what I want to see is 1150 to 1153. I want to see it down there. Would love to see that. Now, do you see how it's referring to the order block? Yeah. We're in the order block level, right? Nice. Oh, is that a rejection block right here? Is it? Rejection block. Not if it disrespects that candle, but so far it's respecting it. But now I want to see it take this level. I'm watching it. Now, whole time, mind you, right? You're like, huh, is it gonna get down there? Tell me. That's the fun part about trading algorithms. Learning how they run. Now, mind you, the whole time we've been talking about why price is either high or low resistance on a certain side, and why price likes to do these little drills like this, where it'll go the wrong direction for a good amount of time. But the problem is, it's doing nothing but drawing out liquidity on both sides. So that means when it makes another run to the upside later, it has something to aim at. Then on top of that, anybody with a sell position right now is starting to get scared. So retail, smaller hedge funds, anybody with a deep pocket is already setting you up for failure. So whether it is um, between now and the PM session for the day, all right, it's going to come and make sure that these lows are mitigated. So we got about another 3 minutes. I would like to see this thing move. And this is the funny part. All right, let's see. Now I like gold only because again, it being a short bus ass asset, it does these funny things. Not like what it's doing now, but when I mean funny, it'll make like a Sunday high, it'll make like a Sunday low, and we'll literally trend and respect that all week, which makes no fucking sense to pretty much like any weekly profile. And it's just very energetic at certain times where you're not expecting it, and the Discord knows why. Discord knows why. Now, 11:51. Okay. Nice move. Okay. That's interesting, isn't it? But what I'm saying is, I want to see a lot of times in the marketplace where price is really aggressive to something very clean and clear. So regardless if it's like a certain target you've been eyeing all day, or if it's a certain target you've just been waiting for, an hour or two, you're going to come in and start to see more about like when price is reaching. It makes you feel more comfortable with not just like one thing in the marketplace where it's like high or low resistance, but when you're talking about actual targets, you're not going to feel like super confused on what the objective is. So mind you, whole time, even if it's not like the 11, no, we got about 2 minutes or so, right? Okay. Even if it's not like 11:50, right? That's why I was looking between that and 54 for uh us taking at least a good amount of Yeah, I want to see this EQ level around there. All right. Now, really quick, notice how even if it's a minute off, like even if it's at 54, that's fine. But what I'm saying is there are certain things in the marketplace where I'm expecting certain prices to get there um at a certain time. So do you see how like regardless of what we talk about, the last two candles are reaching for something, like I'm saying. Reaching towards a target is going to have you um again, whether it's a short term just like this, or whether it's a bigger DOL, or maybe it's a major pair at the time, right? Once you start learning about the algorithm and how it breaks down time, you're going to be more reactive to and again, we got about another couple, I'm gonna give it another minute or so, right? Now we almost got there. We got close. So instead of it doing oh, here we go. Here we go. Ready? We got about a minute. Now, we could use plus or minus. So whether it's 53 or 54, I'm not really tripping. But again, I need to see this thing where I'm expecting it. All right. The algorithm has a clean and clear way that it likes to distribute from A to B. So it's going to use time first. There we go. Now, even if we don't get quite down here at 54, which I wanted it, all right, you see exactly what I mean about this being high or low resistance. You feel what I'm saying? All of your up or downside movement is giving you a clean and clear idea of what it needs to do. And we got it. I fucking told you. You see, I was a little bit late though. We were about a minute late. But do you see why between 8, or my bad, not 8, 11:50 to about 11:53, 54. Now, I'm going to hold myself accountable because I said 53. I wanted to see it down here by 53, and we're about a minute late. But do you see exactly what I'm talking about? That's what I mean. You have to understand around when price is normally able to do what it wants to do. All this is still fair game, but it's not random. There's a reason why I gave you a certain time window for some of these areas. All right. And look, even if it's a little lethargic, that's only because it's your accumulation, it's your Monday. It's a little lethargic, but there's your speed right there that we were talking about. And again, right towards that target. And we got one more. See what I'm saying? All right. And 11:55, it's right on time. It's right on time, bro. I wish I could make this shit up, bro. I really wish. And beautiful looking. You see? And where did we get to, my guy? You guessed it. So all day, I've been telling you where we're going. You got one more. All right. You got one more. Now, is it going to take a lot of time like how it just did to get to this last one? Fuck no. But this is the whole point. You're going to the lunch hour now. So it's going to play around and act like it doesn't want it. And it's going to hit you with this draw liquidity underneath you here. Okay. All right. And so we'll pop back in and we'll talk about it on the way down when we get there. The lunch hour is macro boring. So I will catch you guys on part 3. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel because you're not subscribed, so do that on the channel. Bye.